This is ANCAP 2-4 coming to you with a play out of the Denver Broncos playbook. Today we're looking at the formation Singleback dice slot, and we're going to look at a play called PA Corner Post. And I picked this play to kind of highlight a series that I'm doing on my website in order to break down each formation and give a scheme for it in the Denver Broncos playbook. This is one play out of 30 plays that are in the dice slot that I want to highlight because it does give you a kind of a preview of what my stuff's going to look like. If you go onto the site, you're going to see that there's going to be 5 different videos just on dice slot showing you different ways that you can set up the pass by running the ball, set up the run by passing the ball, put those in conjunction, different motions to be able to keep your opponent off balance and get different looks. But I want to go ahead and just kind of highlight this one play, kind of give you a little bit of a scheme that you can do off of this play and give you a little bit of a preview of what type of stuff that I do. Okay, so this is the play in a nutshell without doing anything to it. This is the play art stock, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to start off without doing any motion, doing anything. We're just going to work off this, and then we'll show you different ways that you can work some motion in and whatnot. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take this X receiver on the outside, you want to put him on a smart route, okay? By doing that, it shortens up his route, gives him the ability to run this the way I want to. I want this to be a quick hitter. I want this to be a blitz beater. I want it to, anybody who stays in those cover 3s, cover 4s, and is doing those 8 gap blitzes, this is going to kill it. Anyone who just stays in cover 3 is going to kill it. Basically, any type of blitz, a two-way blitz from the outside, you're not going to be able to get to the quarterback in time. And I'll show you why here in a second. So what you want to do is you want to hike the ball, and you want to be able to cut off the play action as soon as you can, and then you're going to throw a bullet to the X receiver, no pass lead, no nothing, real quick read, cut it off, throw. And we're going to go ahead and cut it off, throw the ball to the left, and he's going to be open with the smart route. Now let me show you what I was talking about as far as the angle of the quarterback and why this works against blitzers. He basically goes to the right. See how he's going towards the right hash because of the outside stretch fake. And as soon as he gets it, we stop and we throw. Now look, there's nobody even close to us right now because of the blitzing. But even if they showed a blitzer, you're not going to be able to get to the quarterback in time from the outside because of how quick this ball gets thrown out. And there's no way to get the inside because of the play action and the way the angle is, those A blitzes don't work. So then you go ahead and throw that ball to the outside and get your yardage. So that's a nice play to start off with this scheme. Now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with the X. Now we're going to put the A on a slant. And we're going to try to get to the Y receiver as he crosses the middle on the right hand side and kind of give a look and then a left look and then kind of in the middle to the right look to kind of get your opponent off balance. So go ahead and run this play. And then as he crosses, you want to throw that ball flat, and you want to get to the outside, okay? So those are 2 different ways. If you have to worry about the left, now you have to worry about the right. Then this also works on the A on the slant, as long as he doesn't get bumped off the line of scrimmage. If he gets bumped off the line of scrimmage, it does kind of mess it up, and what you want to do at that point is throw it to the Y. But if you're looking at the A and that's the guy you want to throw to, if he gets a clean release, we go to A. If he doesn't get a clean release, we'll go to Y. Let me show you. Hopefully we can get a clean release on the first try here. Go ahead. And he doesn't get a clean release, but at least you can see that he got off the release pretty quickly. And now you can kind of mess with your opponent on that slant route, especially if he's a middle linebacker worrying about the cross that you just did earlier, or at least set up earlier in the game. The other way you can run this from the stock position is put the Y on a streak, put the A on an in, run your play action fully through, wait for the X. Oop, I got sacked there because my protection didn't hold up. Let's go ahead and show it again. A on an in, Y on a streak, and what you're going to do is go ahead and run the play action, and then you're going to throw it to this X receiver as he goes in. Opens up a nice little pocket for him, 10-15 yards. Let's show it one more time just for consistency, and go ahead and run it, and he's wide open right there. Okay, so that's another way you can run it out of the stock. Now I'm going to show a couple different ways to run it with motion. Look at this wide receiver right here. See that route? Well, watch what it turns into when he goes and motions from left to right. This Y turns into kind of a slant out or corner route. See how that kind of it starts out as a slant out and then it gets to the corner? A very unique route, but that's only designed by the fact that it went from motion from left to right. How are we going to get that guy open is by taking this A receiver, put him on a flat, And then look at the B route. See how he kind of gets a little bit of a different release, and then he goes up the field? We don't want that. The reason why we don't want that is because on this play, it's crucial to make sure that we get that outside cornerback to get driven back on the field. And the only way you can do that is by putting this B on a streak and straighten him out. And this way, he has no false steps. He just goes up the field. He drives that cornerback at least 2 more yards that he would have if he stayed on that one. I know it's a small detail, but it's crucial on making this play work the way it is. And that's, if you ever see my type tips, these are the type things that I try to teach you guys in order to show you the whys behind things, not just, hey, put them on a streak, right? And that's what these schemes are going to do, is really going to teach you how to do things and why. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to basically do the same type thing that we did earlier by putting, by cutting off the play action, and then we're going to throw it to Y as he goes to the corner and kind of does a lot of a toe toucher on the corner. That's what you're going to get a lot on this. If you throw it a little bit earlier, you have the ability to not do that, but for the most part, that's the timing of it. So we're going to go ahead and cut it off, and then we're going to throw it to the Y receiver right there. This works against cover 3 and cover 4 and cover 2. So it's a nice play that works around there. Now we're going to go ahead and work off that, go him to the right. Now we're going to go ahead and put that X on that same smart route we did before. Let's put that A on the flat just to stay consistent. Put the B on the streak to stay consistent. Okay, so now we have the same setup we just did. Now we put the X on the smart route on the left-hand side to give your opponent a different something different to worry about, because we could do the same thing we did before by cutting off and throwing to the X. He is isolated over there, so this is a timing throw. Before, with the Y over there, it kept a more of a threat for that guy, so he went deeper. This one, you're going to have a better timing in order to make it work. I do encourage you that just don't jump in the game and do this. Go to practice mode, try these plays, get your timing down so that way you don't throw the ball to that cornerback, right? Sometimes that cornerback's going to try to jump the route. A lot of times when he tries to do that, he misses it, and now it's a home run play. But you want to throw it earlier so that you don't have him involved. So basically, that's the setup. Go ahead and cut it off, throw it to the X, and they have to worry about that. That's how I threw it a little bit low, but you can see the gist of it. Basically, it's the same time thing we did before, to where if we throw it early enough, that guy doesn't make a break on it, and we're able to not only worry about the right side, or now we have to worry about the left side, and really make sure your guy have to do a lot of adjustments. And all these plays here are blitz beaters because of how quickly we're throwing them, right? So basically, you're going to go ahead, cut it off, throw it to the X receiver, and a lot of times if you have somebody who can break a tackle, that is a one-on-one with a cornerback, it definitely does give you that ability to you know, be able to work that out. So basically, that's the setup right there on the one motion from left to right. Now we're going to show you a different motion where we're going to go ahead and motion your tight end from right to left. Okay, what that's going to do is going to be able to get your tight end involved. You also want to put your wide receiver on a flat. That's important because if you don't do that, this guy will not be open. I want to throw that out there right away and be able to go ahead and do that. So basically, Y on the flat, and then leave the A on there, and look what this does to the A receiver. Go ahead and cut off your tight end, and then you throw it right there, and you'll be able to get that ball in that little gap. Now, what's really nice about this play, if you time it right, is, let's put the Y on the flat, move this guy over, is that X receiver comes to be a lead blocker for that A route if you time it right, if you throw it quick enough. A lot of times when I try to explain it, I don't go ahead and you know, hit the timing exactly the way I want it. Let's go ahead and show it to you, see if we can get that timing the way it needs to be. So go ahead and cut it off, throw it to the A receiver, and then see how he gets that extra block right there, and you're looking for that when you catch it. In your mind already, you're looking, how can I make, after I catch it, how do I make it flat? Let me show you what I did there. After I threw the ball, I throw it to this guy. Now I know, okay, that guy can be your lead receiver. I know that because I practiced this play over and over again. It's not a mystery when I get to the field what I'm trying to do here. A lot of times people say, oh, wow, that worked out well for him. Well, I intended for that to work out that way before the play even started because I've practiced this play. That's why I encourage you to go to practice mode. So basically at this point, when he has the ball, I'm looking at how can I get this receiver to turn up and get that guy for extra yardage. So I'm running this ball, instead of running it straight up, I'm trying to run it more flat once I catch the ball. If you can see, I'm running towards the sideline, hoping that this guy can pick him up. He does, and by doing that, he actually gets in the other way, and now he's a one-on-one with that safety for at least another 10 to 12 yards more. See how that worked? So I want to make sure that sometimes I'm going to go ahead and show it to you beforehand so you know that you can go ahead and work that out. So basically that's the route again here. And you know, is it going to work every time? No. But that's the intention of what you're trying to do, is basically get that guy involved to where, see, I just missed where I wanted to go with that on the block, but you could see what the intentions are to get extra yards. By all means, you're going to be happy with the 8 to 12 yard gain as well. But if you can stretch it to a 20 to 25 yard gain, why wouldn't you? By being able to, you know, to get a extra block in there. So that's the intention of the play. You know, keep on practicing it until you can get, you know, the play down. Plus, if you can find a way to get more consistent on getting that block, you know, that's the added bonus to the play. And be able to see, that time I didn't put the Y on a flat, and see what happened. That guy, and that's why you want to make sure that you do every step, because if you don't put the Y on a flat, now look what happened here. This guy, with that route, keeps him there. Now he's doing a shift. So he shifts there. That right there is how you don't get him open. Okay, that's one of those things that you have to make sure that you do every step in order to make it. Now I got the Y on a flat. It's going to keep that guy away. You're going to go ahead and cut off the play action, throw it to your A, and get it upfield. So that's the play in a nutshell right there. Now what we can also do on this is go ahead and do the same motion. We're going to do the same Y on the flat. Now we're going to get it to the X receiver after you you cut off the play action, and what's going to end up happening is if you see the A receiver is going to get into that left cornerback's zone, causing him to have to drift backwards, and that's why we can leave this X not on a smart route. We can leave him on the full route and get the same type throw we want. So let's go ahead and do this. Cut that off, and now we're throwing it to the left right there and getting upfield and leaving a little bit further. And if you can see this again, I'm going to show it to you. Watch the left cornerback, how he has to drift, and he drifts towards the A receiver because he's a threat in his area. So let's go ahead and cut it off, throw it to the X receiver, and get it up the field. Now I'll show it to you on instant replay just so you can see the Y's behind it. Madden has this guy's programmed that on cover 3, that guy's got the deep third of the field. That's just the way it works. The deep third's kind of right in the line of where the slot receiver is right now, with the where Harry Douglas is with that cornerback, right in that spot. If you divide the field up in thirds, that's kind of where the line is. So when he makes this, when the tight end makes this going to the left-hand side, that guy's got to drift because right now he's in his zone. He's like right on the quarter of his zone. And he's drifting back towards the numbers. See that cornerback? That's freeing up that guy instead of staying with him. And then when he throws the ball, that's when he reacts. And he has that ability to get up the field, right? So that's why that play works and why that tight end moving over frees up that route. The last thing we could do is make the same motion here. Put your A on a fade this time, okay? And then you're going to put your X on a drag. And this is going to be kind of a high-low with the YX receiver. Now, the intention is to get it to the Y receiver. And with this, you've already got everything to the left after you've done this tight end motion. Now you want to go back to the right side. And this is a nice way of getting the Y guy open, right? So what we're going to do is basically do the same thing we did before. Go the whole play action. And then see how wide open that Y guy is. And gives you that ability to kind of have that run after catch because you got so much room afterwards. Let me just show it to you one more time. After you've done the right to left and you've done everything to the left, you put the X on a drag, you put the the A on a fade. The reason why you put it on a fade, not a streak, you want that free safety to actually drift to the left, giving you more room to catch the ball with the Y. And you leave the B where he is because you want to kind of drive that guy more to the right sideline. So we go ahead, let it go the whole way. See that he's wide open there, and complete your pass, right? The last thing we can do with this play is going to show you kind of how it's flipped. You know, it does work flipped as well. It's a little bit different flipped. What you want to do on the flipped, you want to put the Y on a curl to keep that guy from going to the right. You keep him right there, and what you want to do is you want to cut off the play action. You want to hesitate for a second, let your quarterback get his legs underneath him, then you throw the ball to the B receiver. So you go ahead and here, stop for a second, throw it to the B receiver. That's the timing of it. And it's a little bit different. I like it this way because it goes to your number 1 receiver. But basically, let's go ahead and flip it again. That's the way you would have to throw it on that side. Now, what we can also do is on this side, you can go ahead and put the A on an in, the Y on a streak, and put the B on a smart route. And we can open up this play to the right-hand side by going ahead with this motion here. And if you throw it right there in that pocket, that guy's going to be open as well. So, guys, again, this is my one play. It's called the PA corner post out of the single back dice slot. One play out of a 5-video series for the dice slot formation at a single back. Please go ahead and check out my my website for it's a small subscription of $7.99 per month. We're going to drop 2 different guides a month, and we're going to drop a different formation scheme every single Tuesday, so you guys get, and it doesn't matter if it's 1 video, 5 videos, I break it down to the most detail that I could possibly do it. This way you have the ability to go ahead and get everything that I know and that I use into one, formation. So basically, appreciate your time, guys, and appreciate you watching this. And for sure, check out the description for my website and kind of go from there. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.